More human remains are brought out as police start searching in 3 of the remaining 5 blaze-hit buildings in Wong Fuk Court. Mourners from across the city flocked to Tai Po, paying tribute to fire victims. And some 1,500 homeless residents from Wong Fuk Court have gotten more stable places to stay for now. Good evening, you're watching Cable News on FM Bai. With continuing rescue and search efforts entering the 5th day, the death toll from the devastating fire at Wong Fuk Court has so far risen to 146, with 54 bodies yet to be identified. 79 injured people are treated in hospital, and more than 40 are still reported missing. Police have described the disaster site environment as hazardous, stating that even the unaffected Wang Chi house is not yet suitable for residents to return. Jeremy Zhu gives us an update on the latest research efforts.
The aftermath of the blaze at Wong Fuk Court reveals a scene of utter devastation. With many residents still missing, the Police Disaster Victim Identification Unit continued its search through the wreckage. After bodies were found in Wang Xing house, they were swiftly removed from the scene. Head of the DVIU Chen Ka-chun said their identification work remains challenging. He explained there is no electricity or proper lighting on site, and the severe working conditions are hampering the search and rescue progress. Daniel Leung, Deputy Director of the Housing Department, noted that there is no immediate danger to the overall structure of all the buildings. They have contacted emergency repair contractors to carry out reinforcement works to a small number of units severely damaged, to allow police and fire services to enter. Amy Lam, Regional Commander of the New Territories North for the police, said even though Wang Chi House was the only building unaffected, it is not suitable to be reopened at this stage. She said the external area is unsafe, with hazards like fallen air conditioners and bamboo scaffolding poles, creating a high risk of injury. Police estimate the search operation will require another 3 to 4 weeks, describing it as a race against time. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
On the 2nd day of the official citywide mourning, a steady stream of residents from across Hong Kong continued to flow into a sitting-out area near the fire scene in Tai Po, joining a massive public tribute to the victims of the devastating Wong Fuk Court blaze. Kun Ting Yang tells us more.
Mourners coming from different parts of the city formed a solemn queue stretching over a kilometer along nearby Lam Tsuen River. They waited patiently to lay flowers and pay respects to the victims killed in Wednesday's 5-alarm blaze. I don't mind how long I have to queue, it doesn't matter. As part of the Hong Kong community, I wanted to share this moment, one mourner said. Parents brought children to help them understand the tragedy, with one mother explaining she wanted her daughter to offer a small gesture to those who passed away. The memorial service had become a sea of flower bouquets and sympathy cards by the afternoon, with mourners expressing hopes for the peaceful rest of the victims and conveying blessings to those who survived. The emotional weight was particularly heavy for some senior citizens. Grandma Lo, who came to mourn her longtime friends, said 3 of them are gone now. We used to go yum cha together, exercise, and attend community activities together, she shared while bursting into tears. Meanwhile, at the official condolence point at the Fu Heng Neighborhood Community Center, the atmosphere was equally heavy. This mourner captured the collective disbelief. On the 26th, everyone was living their lives normally. 3 days later, such a huge change, and so many people were gone. It's tragic, he said. The official mourning will end tomorrow evening. Kun Yang, Cable News.
In response to the major fire at Wong Fuk Court, the government has ordered a halt to 30 repair projects across the city. Of these, 28 are under the main contractor for Wong Fuk Court, Prestige Construction and Engineering Company Limited, or PCNE. Jeremy Zhu reports.
Tuen Mun's Elegance Gardens is one of the affected sites. Its 3 blocks remain largely shrouded in scaffolding and protective netting. The estate's owners committee had collectively raised around $70 million to fund the renovation works and has now suspended all payments to the contractor. However, not everyone was happy about the suspension. This resident said the repair works were already 80% complete. He feels it would be safer to finish the job quickly and remove the scaffolding, as the current standstill with the structures still in place presents its own dangers. He added that appointing a new contractor would involve a lengthy process and further fundraising, potentially causing significant delays. In addition to the PC&E projects, 2 other sites using plastic sheeting have been suspended: North Point's Fortress Garden and Central's China Travel Building. The Buildings Department is continuing its special inspection operation, pledging to publicly announce any further findings of non-compliant plastic sheeting or flame-retardant standards. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
The government has rehoused more than 1,500 residents left homeless by the deadly fire in Tai Po free of charge, marking a significant step in recovering from one of the city's worst residential disasters. Quentin Yang reports.
Taken to the airwave, Deputy Financial Secretary Michael Wang, who heads the Emergency Rehousing Working Group, confirmed that approximately 1,000 people have moved into transitional housing or housing society estates, with the remainder temporarily accommodated in hotels. While the multi-block estate housed over 4,600 people across nearly 2,000 units, according to 2021 census data, which accounted for 7% of all transitional housing units, in addition to those under construction. Wang said the government has secured enough units to meet long-term needs. Authorities also pledged flexibility, including allowing residents to bring their pets for emotional support. As for the unaffected Wang Chi house, residents will be allowed to return as soon as its safety is confirmed. Regarding the remaining 7 blocks, Wang said a thorough assessment must be completed first. It is currently not appropriate to speculate whether the entire estate will need to be demolished and rebuilt, he added. The government will continue providing comprehensive support through the Social Welfare Department, which Wang said has contacted more than 1,300 households and is assisting with practical needs, from replacing lost belongings to offering psychological support. Quentin Yang, Cable News.
In other news, the city reported one more severe influenza case involving a 1-year-old boy who had previously been in good condition. The boy was infected with the influenza AH3 virus, complicated with pneumonia and croup. He developed a fever, cough, and runny nose last Wednesday. 3 days later, he experienced shortness of breath and was taken to the Accident and Emergency Department of Tuen Mun Hospital before being transferred to the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit. 2 of his household contacts have also developed mild respiratory symptoms. This brings the total number of severe cases involving children so far this flu season to 23, including 3 fatalities. Ukraine launched a drone attack on 2 Russian-operated oil tankers in the Black Sea, targeting Moscow's shadow fleet used to evade international sanctions. The naval operation comes as a Ukrainian delegation is set to arrive in the United States for critical negotiations on a peace plan to end the war. Quentin Yang has more details.
The strikes, carried out by Ukraine's security service and navy using Sea Baby naval drones, hit the 2 vessels off the coast of Turkey over Friday and Saturday. Footage released by Ukrainian authorities showed drones speeding toward the tankers before explosive impacts ignited fires on the water. The targeted tankers, identified as Kairos and Virat, are believed to be part of Russia's shadow fleet, comprising aged, often uninsured tankers with obscure ownership that allegedly used by Moscow to bypass oil export restrictions. A Ukrainian security official stated both vessels were empty and sailing to a major Russian oil terminal on the Black Sea to load oil for foreign markets. The official emphasized these operations represent active steps to curtail Russia's financial capabilities to wage war against Ukraine. The attacks occurred within Turkey's exclusive economic zone, prompting Ankara to express concern over serious risks to the safety of navigation, life, property, and the environment. Turkish authorities coordinated rescue efforts and contacted relevant parties to prevent further escalation. Moscow has not responded to the incident. Quentin Ya, Cable News.
In its latest escalation of attacks on journalism in the United States, the Trump administration has launched a new section on the White House website called Media Offender of the Week. The page publicly singles out and criticizes news outlets and journalists, accusing them of biased or distorted coverage. The live webpage, prominently featuring the words misleading, biased, exposed, targeted the Boston Globe, CBS News, and The Independent.
Our laws are clear.
The White House accused them of inaccurately portraying U.S. President Donald Trump's remarks about 6 Democratic lawmakers who posted a video encouraging military members to disobey illegal orders. The site claimed the media subversively implied that Trump had issued illegal orders to service members, emphasizing that every order Trump has issued has been lawful. Beyond the weekly feature, the site also displays an offender hall of shame, listing major outlets, including the Washington Post, CBS News, CNN, and MSNBC. It publicly shows reporters' names alongside labels such as bias, lie, and omission of context. Moreover, 21 news organizations are listed on the repeat offenders, with a line that reads, "These outlets don't just get it wrong, they do it over and over again." Visitors can click on the media name to view the number of offenses alleged by the White House, as well as the top categories.
Doing business in Saudi Arabia while you're president.
The initiative is the latest in a series of confrontations with the media, including past lawsuits and the president's frequent verbal clashes with the press as the enemy of the people. In Southeast Asia, monsoon rain exacerbated by tropical storms has caused some of the worst flooding and landslides in decades, causing at least 600 deaths, with millions affected in Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. Jeremy Zhu reports.
Since last week, Sri Lanka has been battling severe weather. Torrential rain has flooded homes, farmland, and roads and triggered landslides, primarily in the central mountainous tea-growing regions. Authorities said close to 180,000 families have been affected, with over 130 confirmed deaths and approximately 170 people still missing.
We are already open 716 safety centers to support those who displace. According to the Meteorological Department, this is the first time in history.
Local associations have gathered volunteers to prepare food for distribution to those affected and have stockpiled essential supplies. Beyond Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand have also been impacted, affecting millions of people. At least 160 deaths have been reported in Thailand, with its southern city of Hat Yai near Malaysia worst hit. More than 3.5 million have been affected. Although the floodwaters have receded, families are facing sorrows over their destroyed homes. Meanwhile, in Indonesia's Sumatra Island, the casualty count continues to rise. The disaster has now claimed hundreds of lives, with almost 300 people still missing. Authorities are currently focusing on search and rescue operations. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
On to the weather now. Mainly cloudy, 1 or 2 light rain patches tonight and tomorrow morning. Sunny intervals during the day tomorrow. Temperatures will range between 21 and 25 degrees. That's our news tonight. I'm Ethan Bai. Thanks for watching and good night.